It's interesting, Sebastian. So I have a number of entrepreneurs that come up to me, want to be entrepreneurs, and they struggle with, geez, I'm hesitant to pull the trigger on my own business. I've got this safety net. I've got this, and I said, well, you got to give yourself the rocking chair test, right? So picture yourself, you're in your 80s, you're sitting in a rocking chair, rocking back and forth. Are you going to have any regrets?
Yeah.
And is one of those regrets going to be that I never took a chance? And if that's not going to be a regret, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, because as you know, and I know, starting a business is not easy.
Yeah.
It's got lots of risk involved,
Yeah.
and so you have to be prepared to be able to jump in with that both feet and accept those risks and kind of take them down one at a time.
Those first 6 or 8 months I didn't have a salary, so I was living. But that was the beauty about transitioning from a PhD to an entrepreneur. Everyone warns you're gonna. Are you really looking to do the sacrifice? You're not going to have any money. You're not going to have any. I looked at myself and went, listen, I've been a PhD student for 5 years. I didn't have any money beforehand. I don't have any assets. I don't have any children. I got nothing.
Yeah.
I'm going to have more nothing. There's nothing to lose, right? So sometimes having nothing is a great place to be in.
Yeah.
You've got nothing to lose.
Yeah. And it's interesting. So it depends on your point in life, right, that you're at. And I tell people all the time that the entrepreneurs that I really admire are the ones that are in their kind of late 30s, early 40s, when your expenses are pretty much at their peak if you have a family, especially. I started this venture 5 years ago, so I was a bit more mature. I'll use that word instead of older.
Sure.
But it's an interesting way to look at it because, debt is reduced, kids are older. So I think there's ideal times in life. I think it's where you are now and where I was when I started this.
Yeah.
It's the in-between that can be a bit more of a challenge.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've got co-founders that started another company and has helped me with this one. And he had 2 kids or 1 kid and I was having a second and a third. And so he's been doing that while managing a business. I can't even fathom. I don't even want to think of what that's like. So I've been fortunate in not having any responsibilities except that of my company. But really identifying product market fit or just, is my idea good? Don't ask your friends. They're useless because your friends are always going to tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
I was actually at a coffee shop one day with a buddy of mine who asked me to sit down with him, and he had an idea about these like capsule pods for sleeping. So he doesn't sleep well. And it's a pretty high stat. I think like 50 or 60% of the population doesn't sleep well either. And his solution to it was these completely immersive domes where you sleep in a capsule and you can regulate the temperature, the lighting, all that kind of stuff. And as I was asking him, okay, well, have you asked anyone? And he's like, oh, I've asked my friends, and I'm like, yeah, does that really indicate anything? So we were at the coffee shop and someone just passed by and I just took up. I said, I'm like, excuse me, sir. I was like, do you sleep well? He's like, no, not really. Really? Okay, well, we've already got one trigger. Okay, so what if we offered you a capsule that you could sleep in, temperature regulated, lighting regulated? And he's like, not really. It's like, well, why not? I don't really want to sleep in that. Okay, great. So you're trying to fix a problem. You've got a solution. But your market's saying they still don't want your solution yet. And now that doesn't mean anything, but he's got to do another 100 of those. And if at that point he hits 10, 20, 30, 40% something, okay, you've got indication of some kind of value there. You want to be able to form a team pretty early. So really understand what you're not good at. I've got plenty of those things. And I surround myself by people that are far better than me in that. So
those are 2 very, very good and important lessons.
Yeah. It's just like, again, it's the go-to lessons. There's nothing revolutionary about them, but people don't actually seem to apply them very well.
Yeah.
And a level of self-awareness of being like, you know what, shit, I'm not good at this.
Yeah.
I need someone who can help me with that. Or this is what I'm good at. Don't worry, I got this. You do that. People seem to think that they can either take it all on or that they have to take it on all on. It's a grave mistake. A grave mistake. Give away some of your company equity-wise, whatever it is. In the long run, what is it, 90 whatever percent of companies fail in the first 2 years anyway?
Right.
What's 5 or 10% less in ownership if you're actually going to get off the ground to begin with?
Yeah.
So I have the very great fortune of having like I said, those team members that I was just describing, they all do what they do very well, and I have delegated the responsibilities to them. So when I need to know what's going on with tech, I talk to David. When I need to know what's going on with marketing, I talk to Noah. But they are in themselves self-sustaining divisions of the company.
Okay.
My job is really just to reinsure that they are not only working hard, which they do on their own, but that they're working towards the right goal.
Okay.
So they could be working 20, 30, 40, 50 hours a day or whatever, a week. But if if Noah's working on the wrong message, it's wasted time. If David is working on the wrong software or the wrong hardware, whatever it is, it's wasted time. So I'm really just there to make sure that the common vision and the goal is understood by everyone, and that everything they're doing is towards the same purpose. So I delegate, really. And so you have to have absolute trust in your people. If you don't, you're wasting your time. If you don't, fire them and hire someone else.